This is Omri. He's... Watch what you're doing, mate. Just be a little bit careful. Omri's my... I've got a work experience student this week. It's been a bit of fun. Wasn't quite sure how it was going to go. But Omri, painting boxes. I don't know if he was expecting that in order. He was learning how to be Mandy Nolan. I think that was the kind of work experience. Like, it's an unusual job. And currently there's no vacancies because I'm still here. But, you know, I gave Omri a little bit of a taste firsthand on what it's like to be famous. And I think he knew what it felt like because, you know, for a lot of people like Omri's of the generation where... Do you want to be famous? Sure, see, look, he wants to be famous. And he knows, you know, and it's part of the generation thing. It's like lots of people are famous. And actually these days, like, you used to get famous for shit like, you know, making up a light bulb. Like, you'd be like the Kanye of electricity because you went, whoa, you did the light bulb. But, you know, or you might, you know, be really fast at running, or you might be an amazing singer or do something. But these days, that's not really important. Actually, if you're actually good at stuff, that actually discredits you from being famous because you get more famous for not actually being able to do anything. Like, you know, the Kardashians are famous for, like, just arriving and leaving in outfits, kind of like dolls. Like, they just come and go sort of thing. And so everyone wants to be famous, which is not going to bode well for the future because we actually need people who actually aren't famous because you can't... Who's going to wipe my ass in the future in the nursing home if everyone's busy being famous? Unless someone gets famous while, you know, wiping an old person's ass and takes a selfie and then suddenly they're like the selfie ass-wiping famous person and then everyone will want to go into aged care because it'll make them look like they're nice people. But anyway, that probably won't happen and I do lament. But anyway... I don't understand it, and I sometimes think, you know, it's a little bit shallow and narcissistic. And everyone knows, because, you know, anyone who is shallow and narcissistic like me knows you should try and cover that up. You should admit you want to be famous. You should cover it up with kind of a cover of, like, I don't know, deep introspection. That's good. That's really good. We've been doing some signs as well out there for the roadside, because I'm so famous I have to hand paint my signs and put them on the side of the road. It's kind of old-fashioned marketing. It's probably even illegal. I'll be getting him to go out to the road and put it out there at the moment because nothing like... I think if you do work experience, it's good to get at least arrested or a fine at the end of the week to make it really worthwhile to go back with. And we did actually do... Yesterday we went out and did a bit of a poster run of having to put posters of me up. And Omri's job was to put posters of me up. And on the posters there's... I'll show you the poster just a minute.
I'm gonna run out of paint.
See that? Omri had to put a picture of me up in my undies while I supervised him. Not just one, yeah, not just one. That's right, isn't it? 'Cause that's what happens when you're famous, Omri, in a small town. I actually have to admit, I don't think the Kardashians go around putting up posters of themselves, but they probably would if they lived here. You know, because I worked really hard. Just, you know, years ago, I couldn't even crack the postcode. I was really hard to get out of. But now my reach is extended. You know, I'm famous in Robina. I've been at Robina and I was at Kmart and someone said, this checkout operator said, "Excuse me, are you Mandy Nolan?" And I went, "Oh, I'm so used to this." "Oh, yes." And she goes, "Oh, good. Could you leave? You're banned from the store." Talk about embarrassing. Anyway, and I've actually got famous in, I've been recognised in Yamba as well. So I feel like the reach has got bigger. Like, it is regional. I know it's regional fame, but I do think I've got a little bit of a feel. I feel a bit like I could be Kardashian in that sort of sense. It is, I guess it's not really that impressive, you know, the regional fame. But, you know, I get recognised at Centrelink and places like that. You know, you sort of think, oh, look, you know, and I hear people when I walk past, people go, "That's Mandy Nolan," and I just pretend I don't hear, but I know. And I think, you know, it can be embarrassing, not for me, but for my husband and kids, because everyone feels sorry for them, but as if I care. That's great work there, mate. It's really, I mean, I just think Omri's going to make a great Mandy Nolan. I just think he is really a natural at it. And a lot of people, like, they might, you know, think, you know, well, so what? You know, you haven't made it. You look at you, you know, that I'm like, people say, like, I'm a big fish in a small pond, but I say no. I like to think of myself more like, I don't know, a big prawn in a small car park. That's it, Omri. That's great. Now, what do you reckon? That's really good. I quite like that. You've done. Oh, you've got your hands dirty though.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna have to wash those hands, and we'll put That's great, because this might be good for... It's kind of like a sponge throwing competition at famous people. Yeah. Maybe I'll put you in there and throw something at you. There you go. All right. Thanks, Omri. I did get him to do the ironing and clean the car, because that's part of being Mandy Nolan. Like, you do have to do that, and he was really good at that, weren't you, Omri? Yeah, it's great. He's a nice kid. He's going to be a great me. Well done. What if your friends see that? That will be like, you'll be he's going to be famous now because his friends are going to put shit on him.